I guess we're starting. Didn't mean to do that. Welcome into the Eric St. Joe podcast. Damn it. A daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. If you notice, if you're looking on the live stream, if you look very closely, you can see right there. You see that sunbeam burning in on my eye? It's coming into a little teeny tiny hole in the blind. Every year it does that about this time. And it's like, it's so distracting. I should put some tape over that fucking thing. Okay. So glad you guys are here. The world has come full circle for your old pal EZ. This is unbelievable. About 7.5 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, Anthony from the Opie and Anthony show got shit canned from Sirius. I think the incident went, it depends on who you talk to. What Anthony has said is that at like sometime weird hour of the night or day, I don't know, he was taking pictures in New York City. Anthony said that he was taking pictures of anything but people. I'm not going to lie to you. That sounded really fucked up when I heard it the first time. I was like, oh boy, I don't know about that. I don't know if I believe that one. Well, anyway, some big black chick said, "Motherfucker, what are you doing?" And started whipping his ass. "Taking a picture of me, motherfucker." And like punch the shit out of him. And he ran home and went on Twitter and called her terrible things. And he didn't come out and do the Glenn Kuiper N-word League Museum, but he did say some rough shit. Enough to get him fired from Sirius. I was like, fuck this shit. I'm going to do my own show. Amanda asked, who did the pictures in the bathroom? Yeah, that was Opie's undoing, too. I guess he like held the phone over the top of the stall and some guy taking a shit. What the fuck is wrong with you morons? So then Anthony immediately starts promoting that he's going to launch Compound Media in his basement. And I immediately went on the air and made fun of him. Doing your show from your basement, you dumb fuck. Fuck you. Well, since then, as life would take turns that you don't expect, somehow I wound up in next to Anthony on Compound Media a couple years ago in New York. And I think, yes, I do remember exactly how that happened. It had to do with the fact that Carl put me on Who Are These Podcasts? And E-Rock, who runs Compound Media and used to be the producer of Opie and Anthony, he reaches out to me. Hey, I heard you on there. That was fun. It sounded good. Oh, wow. And then I think one thing led to another, and we had sex. No. He said, if you ever want to be on the show, if you're ever in the area. So it turns out that we took a trip to New York City, and voila, I'm on the show there. Now, Anthony would not give a fuck that I made fun of him, ever. That would be pretty weird if Anthony, of all people, pretty much a master of bashing people, was upset that somebody bashed him. He loves that shit. So, okay, that comes and goes. As I'm walking out, E-Rock says, hey, send me a show once in a while. We'll put you on here. I go, oh, fuck yes. So since then, I think I've in 2 years, I've sent a paltry 11 shows over there to Compound Media. And E-Rock posts them on their platform. Now, I need to say, for the record, that I align very little with any of the psychopaths on Compound Media. I am the brilliant outlier. Every motherfucker on there does not think like me. It's all this right-wing fucking MAGA shit, and I don't do that fucking bullshit. I have sense. All right? I am so much better than those people. And I am 1,000,000% not about any of the shit that they believe in. Not a bit. And I'm not afraid to say it. That doesn't. In fact, I go on my show there on Compound and talk about how crazy all these people are. And yet, I still am able to do the show because they know that it's, occasionally you need someone to be on the other side. That's me. I guess. I don't know. I can't read their minds as to why I keep. Maybe they put me on and then they play my shows and make fun of me. I don't know. Kenny says, did you just call yourself brilliant? Next, you're going to say you're a great husband. Well, you got to understand, Kenny, everything I say on this show is exaggerated. I mean, if I just namby-pamby beating around the bush, talking like a jackass, no one would listen. You gotta really go for it. Just shut up and enjoy the show. Ryan says they've never listened or watched. That's why they put them on. They don't even know what you're saying. Well, anyway, I'm getting ready to record another show for Compound. E-Rock said I need one for the Memorial Day holiday. No problem. I'll sit in here and whip out a show. Then he says, hey, how would you like to fill in for Anthony? I'm like, what? So he's going to take my show, and where Anthony would be doing his show, he's going to put it on there. So that is going to be crazy, frankly. So when the regular audience that watches Anthony's show and the lion's share of views that the Compound Media Network, and this is a paywall network, you can't see it really anywhere. They may have some material available on YouTube, free for you to view, but the usual fucking right-wing scumbag racist fuck audience member will sit down to watch Anthony for Memorial Day, and I will be there. Thank you, E-Rock, for allowing me to do that. I appreciate it. Want to do an episode to air Monday during Anthony's time slot? Yeah, sounds great. And then E-Rock, he always goes full program director mode on me. Remember, it's going to air on Monday, so remember Memorial Day and such. What? Maybe find a couple of stories to go with the holiday. Also, some summer stuff. What the fuck does that mean? Stories to go with the holiday? Like, I don't know, a guy fucks a dog on Memorial Day? Is that because that's like something I would talk about? Also, some summer stuff. All right, let's break down the best beach bucket to get for your kids. Some summer stuff? What is some summer stuff? Let's break down the best beachwear. You're essentially filling in for Anthony that day. I said, that's now him telling me to not put dated material on there is like, dude, I'm like twice as old as you. I've been doing this for longer than you've been alive. Like he's suggesting I don't talk about something that, like, if I record today, won't be a news story then. Well, I know. Yes, that's... How could you possibly suggest something so pedestrian? Tyler says, do the whole radio thing and find a dumb list like top 10 beaches in the country. I'm telling you, this is going to be a bit to start it. That program director, E-Rock, suggested, hey, talk some summer stuff. Amanda says, I say just find some stupid people in the summer stories altogether. Hey, welcome to summer. Here's a dumb idiot to talk about. Sorry, I didn't have a joke there. I just started talking. I said, that's awesome. I have some evergreen stuff, as it's known. Stories and such. Plus, I guess Chad Zumock finally took a run at me. I'm excited. E-Rock. Okay, just make sure it won't be dated by the time it airs Monday. It's like, would you stop? I just write, yep, all good. Throw on some American flag decor in there, too. Or throw some American flag decor in there, too. Get 'em, USA. Fuck Bud Light. Ha, ha, ha. Shut up. I don't even know if he's serious. He might drink Bud Light. I kind of hate anyone that supports the ban on Bud Light. It's like, you realize what you're saying there is that you hate one type of people. You do not support equality for people who are changing their gender. You hate them. That's why they are the most hated group of people in America today, because a person born a dude now wants to be a chick, held up a beer can with her face on it, and everybody went, oh my God, I'm so fucking weak. I'm a pussy. Charity Scam Mike. I'm standing there, and this is a family member of mine. And I have a very dear family member of mine who is gay and is dating a transgender person. And he goes, yeah, I'm drinking Coors Light now. I go, what? Yeah, Bud Light was my beer, but it can't be now. It's like, you're such a fucking caveman. And then Stress Ball Jim, same thing. Anti-Bud Light. And I didn't have the nerve to get into it. And I said, why? I wanted to say why again. What exactly is the problem? And get them talking. And then they like talk themselves into a corner. But this is the guy who's installing my electrical. And it's just not worth it. And if somebody who's in their 50s or 60s still thinks like a goddamn caveman, they're too far gone. You can't like pull that nail out or unring that bell. They're just fucked up. Our beloved Kenny writes, you don't have to agree with someone to show them love. How about you? That is a very sweet thing to say. Chris says, it's down to $4 a case. I'll drink that shit. Cole says, what did Zumock say? I don't know yet. I reached out to my friend Soft Weekly and said, dude, what is this? I need to know. I need to know. Kyle, who's a dude who's into cock, wrote, I was a Coors fan, but I switched to Bud Light. Yeah. Well, I don't drink, and I considered cracking a Bud Light and falling off of the wagon to support Bud Light. So this is the shit that I'm going to talk about on Anthony's show. And I'm telling you, it's like the people that support Anthony are like people who listen to The Blaze and, like the Proud Boys. And I'm on there like going, hey, I love Bud Light. So this is going to be fucking awesome to talk to these animals. And the reason why I bring this up is because it's come full circle. 8 years ago, I was making fun of Anthony for doing a podcast in his basement. And I am in a dormer above my garage sending a show to Anthony to fill in for fucking Anthony. What the fuck? That's incredible. Oh, my God. So that will be on Monday. And you must subscribe to Compound Media, even if it's just for 1 month, to see this. Okay? It'll be a show not that different than what you see here, except I won't be interacting with anyone because it's 100% pre-recorded. It's not live like this show is. Ryan says, I had some 60-year-old carpet installer at my mom's talking all this MAGA bullshit. You would have thought I was the biggest MAGA supporter on earth. Not going to piss off the man installing carpet. Just going to try to slither away. Yeah, that's what they do. They're so dumb to think that you care or you could support. But maybe they're not. Maybe they know they got you by the balls as they're doing some type of service work in your home. And they spew that shit and you go, yeah? Oh, wow. Oh, man. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Uh-huh. Right. DeSanctimonious. Fuck that guy. Just love that nickname. DeSanctimonious. There was some dude, some black guy from South Carolina. I forget his name. Golden Tate. I don't know. Who just, I think it was South Carolina. It might not be. Some guy who just announced that he is running for president. And I think he doesn't have a chance in hell to win. And Trump said, good luck, Tim. Tim Scott, I think it's his name. Golden Tate, what? And he's like, yeah, and Tim Scott's a Republican, obviously, and he's like, oh, Tim Scott, great man. I think Trump put him up to that. I think Trump said, yeah, you go and run and take a little bit more of the vote off of Ron DeSanctimonious. And that'll, because, I now think that DeSanctimonious fucked up. Trump is like miles ahead right now. I think he's waited too long. The ship is starting to sail. I now have changed my thoughts based on the trend of a 40-point lead by Trump. So the pollsters will call Trump supporters or registered Republicans or whatever and say, how do you feel about Ron DeSanctimonious? Well, I used to like him, but now that Trump's here, I'm voting for Trump. And so they got their Trump 2024 flag. They've got they're attached to their pickup truck. Very, very poor people, and there you go. DeSanctimonious doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell. It's going to be Trump Biden rematch. Fuck. Kenny says they need anyone but Trump or DeSantis. Well, that's not going to happen. DeSanctimonious screwed a bid for the White House and pissed off Disney. Things aren't going well for the man. All right. I should get E-Rock in here, but I don't want to. He's probably getting his kids off to school. I just saw something that, again, makes me sit up a little higher in my chair. No, I can't find it. Oh, here you go. Just posted 9 hours ago to the Eric Zane Show subreddit. This person writes, another listener coming from FBHW. This has been a trend. For me, 3 or 4 people is a trend. For your old pal Easy, that's an unbelievable winning streak. 3 or 4 people joining the ranks of the show. And it always just, I'm telling you, makes me feel fucking great. This person writes, similar story to everyone else. Freeburn Hot Wings gotten stale, safe, and boring. I was a big fan of Eric Ben Julius on BBL and started listening to the EZSP when Eric got canned. It's funny because back when FBHW and EZ would talk about the same topics, stories, notable news, sports, crazy stories, ridiculous politics, etc. So I felt it was a lot of repeat content. So when we're there doing the show on radio, EZ, Julius, Ben, and Freeburn Hot Wings, we're covering the same content, same stories. That's what he's suggesting back then. Then he says, now after listening to FBHW only for a while, it's crazy the difference in content. FBHW is all cute videos, advice, stupid made-up word games, around the room boring stories, yada, yada, yada. Easy's content is the controversial news stories that FBHW used to talk about and rip on to have some sort of opinion on. But now FBHW plays it so safe, nothing is mentioned if it has any chance of blowback. This person writes, I now listen to the daily podcast, subscribe to Patreon, and just started tuning into Twitch when I can. My favorite segments are Trivia with Dale. That's coming up later today. Let's Kill with Kyle, Ben and Eric, and anything outrageous like the sports announcer dropping the N-word, which I've got an update on that, or the mom suing over hot McNuggets. By the way, Eric, the dream team would be you, Ben, and Stu full-time Monday through Friday. I would love that. I would love to do this show and then that show daily so that these people, I employ them. Anyway, keep it up. Thank you. I appreciate that. Nate writes, I also came here from FBHW. Welcome. Kyle says a lot of radio shows cover the same content. It's almost like there is a prep service that is shared. Oh, really? Kenny says, don't forget the proper way to load a dishwasher. Oh, my God. You wait. You wait. The fuck? Hang on a second. Something just happened. I didn't want to happen on my phone. My phone started talking to me for some fucking reason. And Nate says they're hard to listen to. Oh, absolutely. It's just so fucking boring. No one on that show is qualified to actually lead a show. When I say lead a show, I mean stand out. Do anything that's memorable. Ryan says, speaking of WBBL, let us not forget to mention Lori Bennett was fired. Timeout on the field. Darla has to go tinkle. I will be back. All right. In case you don't know, Kenny writes, careful, Eric. She might go ham and bite your face again. She bit the shit out of my nose yesterday. Fuck me. By the way, the food. She's improved. She no longer has diarrhea. I changed her food up, thank God. All right, let's see. Lot of discussion while I was away. Concerning Lori Bennett, Kyle Wright, I met Lori at Zane's live show. She seemed really nice and supportive of his show. Not sure what happened over the following year, but this is Zane, so he probably did something to piss her off. No, we feared her because it was always bad when she walked into the room. We had PTSD, and but the only thing that really got me on the anti-Lori train was upon being fired, everything was normal. When they called me up when I was sick and fired me over the phone, I said, hey, I get it. No sweat. Well, like a year earlier, she told me that I needed to make her in charge of my Facebook page, which I had, my fan page, which I had. Well, that was the only thing I brought into the relationship. After getting fired from Free Beer, I made the fan page. And then that became my, basically my lifeline to the world. If it weren't for the fan page, I had no way to communicate with people. So then, upon getting fired, she removed me as one of the people that runs the... she had the authority. I gave it to her like an idiot. I shouldn't have let her do that. But she claimed it was like policy or something like that. So I'm fired and I'm locked out of my own Facebook page. So I reached out to Bruce Law, the general manager at the time, and I go, buddy, yeah, she kicked me out of my own Facebook page. You got to make this, you got to have her undo that and take herself off. And boy, did that take a long time. Way too long. The fact that it happened in the first place, she took my Facebook page, is shit. So that's what launched me into the stratosphere. And then after I got control of it, I immediately Kenny asked, didn't you have to get your lawyer on that? Absolutely. I had to have my lawyer reach out to Bruce and say, dude, Eric needs his Facebook page. Yes. Lawyers were involved. Once I got it back, I then, I never forget jersey numbers. I immediately started suggesting she looked like Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. A lot. And then after that, when I tried to get the morning job there, I called her up and I reached out to her and sent her an email and said, apologize. Hey, sorry about that. All right. Ryan says, I never found Free Beer to be funny. He just rides other people's jokes to get by. Always has. Okay. Steve, again, he's just some guy that says something not noteworthy once in a while. Kelly, only interesting person left. Corey says, let's see, what else? Zane called him out for that during the sweater fight. The poop and the field stories and a few others I thought were great regarding Greg. Joe was interesting because his life was a self-caused clusterfuck. LV Maki? Huh? I was a VIP fancy idiot for 13 years, never missed a show, got a hotel room and stayed in Jersey for live shows for years, but I haven't listened to a show since February. Freeburg and Hot Wings is unlistenable now. Aram says, Joe would also say whatever came into his head, which made the show spontaneous. Let's see. Corey says, I remember a caller called into Free Beer and Hot Wings about a year ago and mentioned a time Eric and Hot Wings got into a fight about Hot Wings' son's name, Grayson. And it got so bad, Free Beer went to commercial and it was not discussed after the break. Those are great moments. Those are wonderful, memorable moments when, people fight. That's something that happens in relationships. You fight. And I thought it was weird that the kid was born and they hadn't even thought of the name yet. I still think it's kind of weird. I don't think I'd ever heard that before, and I've never heard it since. A baby being born and you don't know the kid's name. So I said I did my job. I said, that's weird. And everybody went cuckoo bananas. So, of course, in hindsight now, everybody looks back on that and uses, oh, see, he was such an asshole. Such an asshole. Amanda says that happened with Mariah. She didn't have a name until the day after she was born. Oh, so there you go. You're the second person I know who's done that. Maybe more people do that. I don't know. But at the time, I thought that shit was weird. All right. With that, I am going to say goodbye to the Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube audience. I appreciate you being here, checking out the show. The full show is available on Twitch, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. If you want to help out the show in ways that don't cost you anything, here's what you do. Follow the show on Twitch. Either download the Twitch app and search Eric Zane Live, all one word. Or go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Follow the show. Subscribe to it after linking your Amazon Prime account. When you do that, link Amazon Prime and then subscribe. 3 things. Follow, link, subscribe. Say it with me now. Follow, link, subscribe. When you do that, you will not see commercials during the broadcast. Or don't. That's fine. If you don't mind sitting through a lot of commercials once in a while during the live stream. Also, subscribe to the audio podcast on your favorite podcasting platform. Even if you don't listen to the audio podcast, subscribe to the podcast on your favorite audio platform. Do that. If you don't already, follow me on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube. I appreciate that. If you ever need to reach out to me, send an email on the Shoreliners Striping inbox, eric@ericzaneshow.com. Okay, that's it. You're out of here. Have a good one.